What's up, YouTube? It's me, CJP, coming to you on location. Some of you might recognize this as a place I used to sit and wait and stage to pick up at the National Guard base a few miles away. Seems to be a lot of interest lately on K Woodies, Medicos, Yellow Bowls. So let's learn about some history. I'm a history freak for pipes, not history. That's particularly American-made pipes. So I have books, an extensive library of books, rare books, out-of-print books, photocopied books. If it has anything to do with an American pipe maker, I have it. Streets right there. Anyways, let's talk about S.M. Frank and Company. What's that got to do with Medico, K Woody, Yellow Bowl? First of all, S.M. Frank and Company, I'm looking at my notes. I can't remember all this stuff off the top of my head. But anyways, let's get started. Get your paper and your pencil out, take some notes down. Peloton, pay attention. Okay. S.M. Frank and Company lays claim to the fame of being the oldest pipe maker in the United States of over 150 years. And it still exists today. Hard to believe. We'll get to that. Okay, it's okay, the early history. Sam Frank Sr., 1900. Started his own business selling pipes and other tobacco accoutrements. His original office was located on West 17th Street in New York City. At this time, he was closely associated with the sales staffs of the William Demuth Company. Remember Mark last week had a William Demuth, okay. At this time, he met Ferdinand Feuerbach, German guy, and they became lifelong friends. And he started working for the Demuth Company in 1897. By 1903, he was production manager. In 1919, when Frank needed an experienced pipe man to run his factory, S.M. Frank never made a pipe himself. He hired away Mr. Feuerbach. Okay, his pipe factory was located on Southern Boulevard in the Bronx. And Feuerbach is credited with developing Demuth's Royal Demuth and the Hessen Guard Milano pipes. There you go, onion. And let's see, in 1922, Frank purchased the Manhattan Briar Pipe Company, and that company incorporated in 1933. At that time, here we go into Medico, folks. The paper Medico filter was introduced along with the Medico brand of pipes. They made the first paper filters. In 1937, the city of New York notified Mr. Frank of their intent to take by eminent domain part of the land which his factory sat on. At that time, he entered into negotiations to purchase the William Demuth and Company's pipe factory in Queens. It was agreed that the Demuth would become a subsidiary of S.M. Frank, and all pipe production of the two companies would be moved to Queens. Their new corporate offices were on Fifth Avenue. In 1943, Sam Frank Sr. passed away. And the company president then became Herbert Schlash, a longtime friend and fellow salesman. And then Ferdinand Furbach was vice president and treasurer. Charles Dietz, Sam Frank's nephew, was vice president of sales. In 1955, the S.M. Frank and Company bought K. Woody and Yellow Bowl. And their offices moved to the Rockefeller Center, and Sam Frank Jr. was put in charge of manufacturing and purchasing the newly acquired West New York facility. 1956, I'm going to jump back a little bit. SM purchased the New Jersey Briar Pipe Company, a pipe maker that produced mainly closeout and promotional pipes, as well as private label pipes. And the subsidiary was named, nope, scratch that. In 1957, Frank formed the Medico Pipes Canada Limited to distribute the Medico products in Canada. Their offices were in Toronto, and in December of '71, that subsidiary was named KYM Pipes. K. Woody, Yellow Bowl, and Medico. That location operates today as a warehouse and distribution facility for Medico products in Europe, Africa, and the Mid-East. In 1960, S.M. Frank started a company called Heritage Pipes. The Heritage Pipes were upscale. 1966, S.M. Frank developed a synthetic material called Brylon. We'll get to that in a minute too. A cheaper alternative to Briar. S.M. Frank was famous for turning a penny into a nickel. Millions of these pipes have been sold in the 3 decades as part of the Yellow Bowl and Medico lines. 2 Brylon lines in the K. Woody lines are Marmont and Impulse. And they were abandoned in the 1980s. William Demuth met its official end as a subsidiary in 1972. The Moose mainstay pipe, the Wellington, I've had a few of those, continue to be offered in the S.M. Frank catalog, still selling everybody's pipes along with his own now. 72, Frank built a new building to serve as a production facility and corporate offices on Horse Block Road in Long Island. And it was about this time that the K. Woody and S.M. Frank's other pipe brands started appearing in his catalogs together instead of having separate catalogs. 1977, the Long Island plant closed, and he moved operations back to the Richmond Hill plant. 1980, S.M. Frank moved to its present location in Peekskill, New York, on the Hudson River. The quality of these pipes were not up to standards, and soon this arrangement ceased in favor of a domestic pipe maker and ex-employee. It's because he started sourcing his pipes from overseas. Lost my place. The quality of pipe. The next employee had started his own pipe business. In 1992, S.M. Frank purchased their domestic supplier to maintain better quality control and production. All Breyer, K. Woody, Yellow Bow, and Medico pipes, as well as private label pipes, are produced in a manufacturing facility in Tampa, Florida. All of the Bryline pipes are manufactured in Peekskill. In 1997, Frank released the Gold series of the K. Woodies, making them the first new release in over a decade. And Medico is made in 13 finishes, 6 Bryline and 7 Breyer. So there you go. Now, for you Medico fans, the Bryline line of Medico are Lancer, Apollo, Standard, Varsity, Conqueror, Medalist, Cavalier, and the VFQ, which stands for Very Fine Quality. So, that is today's history lesson. If any of y'all have any questions about your American-made pipe history, feel free to email me, CorvetteJim@yahoo.com, or hit me up on Instagram at CorvetteJim1984. I'll be happy to answer. I'll be happy to research. Like I said, I got books. I lean towards American pipes, but I have books on everybody else. Italian, France, Danish. I even got a book on Polish pipes that I have yet to read, but if you got a Polish pipe, I'll read it. Apparently people never seen anybody sit at a picnic table and talk to a phone. Every day's a school day. If you're not learning, you're being left behind. See you soon.